Let's get nuts indeed, guys. Sorry I was a little late, but we're here. We're having some fun, hopefully. Slow day. Where is the opening thing? I still don't have this thing set up correctly. There it is. All right. Welcome to Film Junkie Live, everybody, on your Monday, March 23rd. Holy crap, we're almost in April. This is insane. Absolutely insane, but hey, what could you do? Hopefully you guys are doing good. We got some things to chat about. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like, thumbs up, and if you're sticking around, hey, leave a comment. Do something. It always helps out the algorithm, and of course, hit that notification bell. Do all the things out there. Like I said, we got a little bit of DCU news. We got a rumor that's going around about Supergirl's budget, which is kind of interesting. So we're going to talk about that, you know, and some other DCU stuff. Like, we got Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. They've been talking, obviously, because they're promoting Project Hail Mary, and they almost were in DC. Little bubble in my throat right there. They're almost in DC. A couple of times, apparently. They pitched something, and they pitched another thing. Actually, the treatment for the other thing. We're going to talk about that, too. So it's going to be all kinds of things. And then, of course, we're going to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day, shattering records when it comes to the trailer views, which I think those numbers are a little off too. And then we got Project Hail Mary, the budget, or not the budget, but the box office. So we'll talk about that and see what the other movies did as well. And then we're going to talk about AI Val Kilmer, because kind of talked about it last week on the members only Film Junkie Live, but I wanted to talk about it on a regular Film Junkie Live, and it's kind of interesting. I was going to do a video about it, but I was like, I'll wait for it. I'll wait. All right. So we got all that. Let's see, turn all that off. All right, let's see who is on. I got to get my Stream Deck rehooked up. I still haven't done that yet. What's going on, Earl? Dude! Hello, everyone. Hello, Dave. What's up? Good to see ya. We got Hardboiled. We got Eric right here. Well, a great box office would certainly been guaranteed if the Miley were wearing a midriff. Yeah, well, at least she's got the skirt, right? Supergirl skirt's back at least. What's going on there, Mr. Fear Jason? Good to see ya. We got Ghoul. Hey, what's happening? We got Daredevil Born Again Season 2 tomorrow night. That's right. And I'll probably post something. I'll probably post like a little quick video, a little short when we get to premiere that, because yeah, that is tomorrow night. So we'll be talking about that weekly, which is cool. Monique right here making us hungry as she does. Hello, y'all. Super Monday to ya. It's marinated air fryer chicken thighs. Chicken thighs? Sorry, that's my Sebastian Maniscalco. Steamed fingerling potatoes finished with butter and herbs. That sounds amazing. That just sounds all great right there. Raw frequency, yo, what's happening? And then of course we got Mr. Dell in the city. What is going on, sir? Good to see ya. 10th anniversary of BVS on Wednesday. And it's kind of weird because Zack hasn't really been posting about BVS. He is not doing anything when it comes to like a BVS thing, like like he was doing for the Snyder Cut. He's not posting like daily photos leading up to it. It's kind of weird. I mean, you know, there. We'll talk about that in a bit. It's all good. What's going on, Miss Stephanie T? She cannot wait for Daredevil tomorrow. Yeah, I think a lot of us are in that boat, because it seems like Season 2 is probably going to be much better than Season 1. Season 1 wasn't bad, even though it's so weird to call it Season 1, Season 2. Technically, it's, Season 6 and 7? 6, oh, nobody's still talking about that. What am I doing here? That trend's over. I'm so old. Is it 6? Would it technically be Season 6 and 7 or 5 and 6? I'm trying to remember how many original Daredevil seasons there were. Were there 4 or there 5? I'm trying to remember. Somebody will let me know. But yeah, I think a lot of us are just anxiously awaiting that. I'd actually totally forgotten. I went, oh shit, it's Daredevil week. So good stuff. Nikolai, what's going on? Mr. Vega, good to see ya. Mr. Vega. There was 3 seasons? There was only 3 original seasons? This would be Season 5. Wow. Why did I think there was already Season 5? I don't know. I'm totally off on that one. Ahoy, Mr. Jason McKenzie. Hope everyone is doing well. Bring on Daredevil. Yes, sir. We got Andrew Hughes. Happy Monday to you. Maybe you have talked about this already, but do you think, despite all the posturing, Dune or Doomsday might move? Nah, I think it's gonna happen. I think it's all gonna happen. I think Doomsday is gonna happen. Zack Snyder knows his audience. Like I said, he's a smart man. He knows how to market for sure. But man, I saw one tweet that was getting passed around from one of the diehards that, oh, I started seeing a turn. I was trying to go for Sebastian Maniscalco there, Mr. The Mertz 14. But yeah, I guess Sebastian Maniscalco, when he gets in his like this, he gets a little nicky. Popeye's chicken is fucking awesome. Yeah, but I was trying to do a Sebastian Maniscalco because he actually had a joke where he's like, yeah, you get all the room and you got chicken thighs? Aren't you embarrassed? But yeah, I can see how that feels a little nicky. A little nicky? Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. Man, I'm totally off. For some reason, I was like, wait, wasn't there 5 seasons? I guess I'm thinking about a whole other fucking thing. But yeah, there's only 3 seasons. You're right. I agree. Only 3 seasons of the original. Yeah, I know. I was like, what the hell? I was totally thrown off by that. Okay, so technically this is season 4. There's season 4 and season 5. Born Again. So, cool. Ghoul wished Natasha and Jessica did team up in the MCU, especially since Jessica Jones is now officially in the MCU. Yeah, that would have been cool. Would have been cool to see. Just watched Dune Part 1 for the first time. Ooh, been testing out my home theater. Ooh, I'm sure that's great. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. If I could watch, I always love those questions like, what movie would you watch for the first time? What movie would you watch for the first time? There's so many movies out there that you would just love to rewatch for the first time. What the hell? This stupid thing. I just realized the Twitter feed it's got last week's title on it. I thought, yeah, see, like I said, today's been one of those days. That's why I was a little late. Today's been one of those days where, I got home very late last night because me and Mama Film Junkie and I, we went to the Angels Stadium in Anaheim to watch the Angels and Dodgers play. Now the regular season of the baseball season of the MLB season has not started yet. It starts on Wednesday, which of course I'm like, yes, finally. We always get that little period like between NFL and MLB where there's none of those sports, and those are the 2 top sports that I love watching is the NFL and the MLB. So she thought, like I said, kudos. My mom was just excited to go see it, but at first she thought it was a regular season game. But we were like, no, it's spring training. It's like an exhibition. But it was still a lot of fun. We still had a lot of fun. It was a crazy game. They had a 10-run inning. The Dodgers had a 10-run 4th inning. It was insane. Like the Angels are still going to suck this year. So sorry, Angels fans out there, if you're listening or watching. Sorry, but the Angels seem like they're going to suck still. So, yeah. And the Dodgers, yeah. Who's going to stop the Dodgers? Hopefully my Giants can try to do something when it comes to the Dodgers. I don't know. But yes, and listen to Stephanie T there, Dell, because Dune Part 2 is better. It's better. I mean, that's what's great. And hopefully Dune Part 3 is even better than the previous 2. It'd be nice to see that. Because you hardly ever see that with a trilogy. You hardly ever see that the 3rd one is the best one. You never see like the incline. But yeah, in my opinion, Dune Part 1 is also obviously really good. Dune Part 2 is better. And I'm hoping that Dune Part 3 is going to be better. That trailer definitely makes it look like it's going to be better, but I don't know. But anyways, guys, 150 on the list would be great for, Buster Barnes. Yeah, we're going to talk about that budget. Talk about where that rumor came from, because I'm questioning it. Let's just face it. It's, questioning it. All right. Other than that, when it came to the weekend, it was a Mama Film Junkie weekend because one of her best friends who brought her little dog, who is the sister of my mom's dog, she was in town. So I also went to my mom's house on Saturday for lunch, went and picked up some lunch, brought it to him, and just hung out there for a little bit. Did you guys know about this flag football thing? There was now we got this new thing called, it was like the Fanatics Flag Football Classic that apparently like Jalen Hurts and Tom Brady created. I had no idea I remember hearing something about flag football, but I had no idea. So we put it on and we were watching it, and it was kind of interesting. I didn't watch the whole thing because they had to leave somewhere, so I didn't watch the full because there's like a multiple games, and yeah, it's kind of funny. And going back to the whole sports talk here, and I swear this will be it when it comes to the sports talk, guys. But it was just kind of funny because I think when it comes to the NFL brings in so much, revenue, so much money. And there's a lot of people that watch the NFL that when it's the off season, they're trying to find a way to fill the void of no football in America. It's like there's no football. So they have the UFL, which is essentially the United Football League. But it used to be called something else in the XFL, which The Rock was like a part owner, and then they joined forces, but nobody watches the UFL. So now we got Tom Brady trying to start this flag football thing, and it had like celebrities and actual flag football players and ex-NFL players and current NFL players. It was all pretty crazy. I don't know. I'm just like talking too much about sports, but we were just kind of watching that. Anyways, guys, I'm talking too much about. Let's talk about movie stuff, huh? Let's talk about movies. And yes, guys, yes. Zack Snyder. Okay, so now that the whole Snyder Cut stuff and the countdown to 214, which I thought was pretty brilliant when it came to Zack Snyder, but at the same time, yes, there were some fans and stuff that were very disappointed that nothing was announced, nothing was revealed, and, do I have to say I told you so? Of course I don't have to say I told you so. I don't have to say I told you so. Do I really have to do that? I don't know. Do I have to do that? I don't really want to do it. I do that mainly on the Vodka stream, but I'll do that on here too sometimes. But yes, there's a lot of people within the community, especially the loud people, that were saying that, yes, like, oh, he's counting on something. Something's happening. I don't know how many times I've heard that something is happening for the last 5 years. Something is happening. Something is happening. Mainly the last 4 years, I guess you could say. But, yeah. And then, of course, he just dropped the Hallelujah trailer, and now he's kind of just the next day, well, he posted this, and I just reposted it right here, which was the poster of Dawn of the Dead, because it's the anniversary of Dawn of the Dead that came out in 2004. And I love this poster right here. On this day in 2004, we released my first feature film, a remake of Dawn of the Dead, inspired by George A. Romero's legendary original. A beginning I'll always be grateful for. So there's the poster right there. Good stuff. Good stuff. And it's funny, too, because I remember seeing the movie in 2004. I remember going to the movie theater and seeing this movie. I've seen every Zack Snyder film in the movie theaters, every one of them. I've seen every one of them, which is kind of crazy because obviously I didn't really know who the guy was by name until Man of Steel. And so once Man of Steel became a thing, that's when I was like going, oh, Zack Snyder. Obviously 300, you knew like, oh yeah, that put his name on the map. But of course, you always need like a little bit more. And then, well, maybe it was before that because Sucker Punch came out before Man of Steel. And I remember seeing Sucker Punch. And then, I don't know. I digress, whatever. But hey, thank you for the $2 super chat. I'll get to your question or your comment in a minute there, Chimera. All right. Ethan Hunt's coming for you. Mission Impossible 2. But I remember seeing this movie. And this was when, and it's funny, it's not the first time it's happened, but they evolved, this and 28 Days Later evolved the zombie genre by making the zombies run, as opposed to just just walking all slow and just being creepy and whatever. 28 Days Later, I didn't see 28 Days Later in the movie theater. I saw it like after I saw Dawn of the Dead. I saw it on video. So sadly, I didn't see 28 Days Later in the movie theater. But yeah, it was like kind of like this, because 28 Days Later came out almost a year before Dawn of the Dead. Actually, I think it was like probably 9 months, 8 months or something like that. And then you had both of them have zombies running, and it was just like that evolved the zombie genre, because it was truly frightening, the fact that it's like you have these zombies that want to eat your brains and stuff like that, and they're running after you. My God. So, yeah, pretty cool. But yes, that's and Zach's been kind of quiet, and I'm like kind of wondering, why is he not posting BBS stuff? I don't know. Maybe I think the day of he's definitely going to be posting some things. But I think there was something special. There was something special about the Snyder Cut anniversary, 5 years. That's always going to be the special movie for him. That's always going to be, a career-defining movie for him. And I think that's why he did a little bit of a countdown. And then he wanted to make sure that he got to 214 as the post, because 214 obviously was the original runtime of his cuts before they gave him to go ahead to do the 4-hour cut. So 214 was always very significant when it came to him and the Snyder Cut. But yeah, he's been fairly quiet, and it's just like, yeah, guys, that's why you can't get your hopes up when it comes to all this stuff, and don't listen to the grifters out there, as many times I always have to say it. So yeah. Let's see. What'd you say right there? $100 million Supergirl is BS classic PR move to save face. Okay. Yeah. Well, like I said, we're going to dive into where the rumor came from. Okay. We're going to dive into that. But thank you for this $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. One time I had a zombie pregnant. Well, we did see a zombie baby being born in Dawn of the Dead. James Gunn and Zack Snyder twisted fuckers. Anyways, maybe. Who knows? Let's see what we have. Okay, let this be true. Let this be true. We have a rumor out here, guys. And, it's from a scooper. It's from, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know who to trust anymore. I've always said that I could probably trust this guy a little bit more just because I've actually spoken to this individual. And I remember during the Snyder Cut stuff, he actually helped me he added to the confirmingness of the Snyder Cut too. But anyways, let this be true, because we got a Miami Vice movie that's coming out that is apparently, I don't know if they've been nailed down yet, but apparently it's going to be starring Austin Butler and Michael B. Jordan. By the way, there is also a rumor out there that since Michael B. Jordan won the Oscar for Sinners, now he's up in his price tag, and apparently he wants $18 million for Miami Vice. But the source that came from this, well, we know it's from Mr. N. Schneider, who apparently has this weird hate boner when it comes to Michael B. Jordan. We can go back and watch what him and John Roca, before Sinners came out, Jeff Snyder said, oh yeah, Warner Brothers is worried about it. People are worried about it. Even John Roca said they were worried about it. And then it ended up being a phenomenon last year, and it won Academy Awards. But let this be true, guys. Tom Cruise being eyed to play the villain in Joseph Kosinski's Miami Vice film. Let it be true. We need villain Tom Cruise back, okay? We've only had it a couple of times. I mean, Collateral was the best. Villain Tom Cruise. We need that. So I'm like, please. And it's Joseph Kosinski. So it might happen. Please let it be happen. Please let it be happen. Yes, Mr. Chattanooga FBI has a hate boner for some reason Michael B. Jordan. I don't know what happened. Maybe he stole his girl. I don't know. What else we got? Okay, and then of course, I posted some Project Man. Okay, this is kind of funny right here. Robert Pattinson was talking on Jimmy Kimmel Live. He was on there last week, of course, promoting his new movie that's going to be coming out sometime in April, I think. I don't know when it's even coming out. The Drama. I think it's coming out in the next couple weeks. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard good things about it too. That, obviously he's promoting that. And then naturally he got asked about Dune Part 3 because he is, he's playing Skytail. Is that how you say his name? Like I said, I have not read Dune Messiah, so I don't know. And I haven't got, some of those names in Dune, hey, it's difficult. You guys know, I can't even pronounce regular names properly. You guys know this about me. I'm always mispronouncing names like crazy. I can't even say the director's name right after all these years. Denis Villeneuve. Villeneuve. I just say it really fast. Villeneuve. But apparently, Denny, his reaction to the makeup, because Robert Pattinson had to sit, it was like a 3-hour makeup job to make him look even more pale than he actually is. And then, of course, the wig and everything. And he said right here, here's the quote. He said, when it came to Robert Pattinson and stuff like that, he said it was a 3-hour makeup job. Denai is looking at me going, it's so sexy. I love the hairline. It's so sexy. Brian, you know that Antonio Banderas script in Saturday Night Live with Chris Kattan and Jimmy Fallon, when he would always be like, Antonio Banderas. And then he'd be like, oh, and he started unbuttoning his shirt. And then he'd be like, oh, too sexy, Antonio, too sexy. But it's just kind of funny. So, I don't know. I like that. It's like, it's so sexy. That's one way to say it. Right there. Dude, imagine if this actually happened. I saw this on my feed, and good on Mr. Clark Quill 97. I don't know. He just posted this. I saw it on my For You page. Imagine this casting in 1997. And then this director too. Imagine this Superman movie that would have come out in 1997. Okay, mind you, this is almost 30 years ago. But imagine this as the two leads, and we already know one. But when I saw the other lead, I went, "Oh wow, yeah, she would have been a fantastic Lois Lane." Superman, the Man of Steel, 1997, directed by Steven Spielberg. Can you imagine Brendan Fraser, Superman Clark Kent, and Sandra Bullock as Lois Lane? She would have been a fantastic Lois Lane. I'm like going, oh man, I never even thought about that. I never even thought about a Sandra Bullock, Lois Lane. Oh, come on. That's good. Can we go back in time and get that? Is there a multiverse where that is happening? Where we can watch that movie? Yeah, I know. I butcher the name. I know, Stephanie, you always say it. I know. I always say it wrong. I'm so bad with names. But hey, that's it adds to my appeal, right? Yeah, you see that? You see that casting, guys? Was she going to be Lois in Superman Lives? I don't know. Maybe she was considered. She might have been considered. But yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. But I don't know. I saw that, and I just saw what they look like in the 90s. Oh, man. Oh. Sandra Bullock, I've had a crush on her since Speed. She's always just been that like, I like you, just like that. I've always had a crush on Sandra Bullock. Always had a crush, and I still like, what was the last movie she was in with Channing Tatum? I didn't really like the movie, but their chemistry was good at least, and, she was nice to look at. I really wish that Brendan Fraser would have played Jor-El. He would have been pretty good, but, they got Bradley Cooper. But speaking of, okay, so next year's Oscars, when it comes to Best Original Score, we're going to have two goats, horns. Their freaking heads are going to be bowing down, and they're going to be charging at each other. Just bonk, bonk. Because, man, we got two goats that are definitely going to be nominated next year for the Academy Awards for Best Original Score. And you know the two I'm talking about with the two big movies coming out this year. Christopher Nolan, of course, and of course, Denis Villeneuve. But we got Ludwig and we got Hans Zimmer. Ludwig Göransson and Hans Zimmer. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a powerhouse. Well, of course, when it comes to Best Director, for sure. But I'm more like, I'm kind of going, man, but look at that. I mean, the scores, too. You got two of these movies, two top-notch directors, and then you got two goats that are the directors and two goats that are the score. That Ludwig, I'm probably saying his name wrong, too. The fact that they're just like, both of them gotten, oh, man, it's just going to be insane next year. Going to be insane. Oh, Phil and Chris might get a nomination. Oh, yes. Ghoul, you're absolutely correct. Project Hail Mary is going to be nominated. I'm already I mean, it's so soon, but I'm like, Project Hail Mary is going to be nominated for Best Picture, Cinematography, probably Ryan Gosling for Best Actor. Hell, even fucking A. So, nominate Rocky. Nominate the goddamn puppeteer for Best Supporting Actor. Why not? No, but Ryan Gosling will probably get nominated. Cinematography for sure. Best Picture, Best Directors. Yeah, I totally see Project Hail Mary being nominated next year. And Daniel Pemberton for the score. Because that score was... Oh, man. It's going to be just... Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Because Project... You know, sometimes the Academy doesn't favor movies that come out very early in the year. But Everything, Everywhere, All at Once came out in March or February. Ooh, sorry. A little hiccup. But yeah, that came out early in the year, and that won all kinds of awards. So... I think they don't really look at the summer blockbuster season when it comes to Best Picture and Actor and all that stuff, and they start paying attention in October, the remaining 3 months of the year. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, that's going to be goats on goats right there. Goats on goats. And speaking of we did lose a goat over the weekend, which we already talked about it. We already talked about it on the Vodka stream, because if you watch the Vodka stream throughout, to celebrate the life of Chuck Norris, who passed away at age 86, I just, randomly, like, it was basically every half hour of the Vodka stream, I had a list of Chuck Norris meme jokes, which are always fantastic, that I just read off. I read off like five of them or something like that. And then I had like, a little clip of him punching, which was cool. But yeah, it's still, it's still crazy. Chuck Norris, man. Chuck Norris passing away at age 86, which he lived a pretty full life. But I mean, let's face it. We all thought that dude was going to live to 157 years old. I mean, come on. But I'm kind of curious. See, even Stephanie's got a good one right there. Chuck Norris didn't die. God just gave up. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Is like some people might think like the Chuck Norris death jokes might be too soon or whatever. And like no. Chuck Norris wants you to, and I'm actually going to show you guys a video that a lot of people I saw a few times that people were like, using a certain popular movie to represent what, after Chuck Norris's death, that was perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'll get to it in a bit. But yeah, I mean, even the Chuck Norris, yeah, they said like Chuck Norris, I remember one of them was like Chuck Norris actually died 40 years ago. It just took this long for death to come get him. It's like, and then of course there's like, Chuck Norris read his own eulogy at his own funeral and stuff like that. It's like, stuff like that. I even saw like somebody made a picture of that, but yeah, it's still like crazy to think about. Still crazy to think about. Superman wears Chuck Norris pajamas to bed. Yeah, I remember that one. That's a good one. And I know there's like, Chuck Norris doesn't flush the toilet. He scares the shit out of it. That's a funny one. That's a funny one too. So let's see. So what's going... Okay, it's funny. Do you guys know... Have you guys seen on your feeds when it comes to videos, like when it comes to just like a bunch of celebrities jumped on this 90s trend using the Goo Goo Dolls song? What's the Goo Goo Dolls song? It's Alice? I forgot exactly what the song... It's named after a woman. But... Thank you, Dell, for getting that spammer. I had a feeling that guy was a spammer. It was kind of weird. Anyways, there's like this whole 90s trend where it's like, hey, Dad, what did you look like? Well, it's not, hey, Dad, or hey, Mom, what were you like in the 90s? And then you use that song as, everybody's just using it. Well, Zack Snyder used it. Zack Snyder decided to jump on it because, yeah, he seems to be jumping in the trends. So here's Zack Snyder's take on that. Look at that young stud. All right, I better mute it. I'm probably going to get a fucking copyright from that, even though like everybody's goddamn using that. But yeah, look at that young stud. But you know what's funny? You know what's funny about all this too is like Larry Fong. You realize that that's Larry Fong. Him and Larry Fong, who of course did the cinematography for numerous movies that we all know about, especially when it comes to BVS. There's so many like Larry Fong. There's Larry Fong again. You know, it's like him and Larry Fong have just been besties forever. He even did rock climbing. Jesus Christ. Well, that guy. And then, of course, there's his kids. Just a couple of his kids right there, so. Iris. That's what it was. Iris. I said Alice? Iris. Yeah, I was like. But yeah, that's like a trend that's happening right now. And everybody's like going for it. It's kind of fun. But then there's people that are bullshitting. I've seen some fake videos where it's like, no, you're not actually that person. But it's a cool little thing, I guess. I don't know. All right, what else we got? See, and it's funny too. All right, yeah, young Larry Fong. Yeah, it was Larry Fong. Larry Fong in those pictures. They've been friends forever. And then, like I said, this is a pretty funny one when it comes to again Chuck Norris. That's just funny. Shouldn't have pissed him off. See, I don't know. I'm like, whoever like figures this kind of stuff out, I'm like going, okay, how did somebody just like figure that out right there? Somebody saw this image of Chuck Norris with the bottom of his boots and went, you know what? That looks like Thanos' chin. So let's go ahead and add to the Chuck Norris meme right here. I mean, it's just perfect. Like, good job. Good job. I mean, I hope the Chuck Norris memes and jokes just never end because they're so goddamn good. And they continue to be good. Even with the death jokes. It's like, Jesus Christ. Just good. Just good shit. Good shit. I will never forgive you guys out there. I will never forgive you. In 2016, 10 years ago, when two movies came out, I think it was sometime in the summer in 2016. I can't remember the exact date. I think it was June. I'm not sure. I could look it up right now, but I'm not going to do that. But I don't forgive you guys because two movies came out. Angry Birds and The Nice Guys. Okay? Angry Birds. I didn't even see any of those movies. I played the game when it was all huge and everything like that. I had no desire to watch a movie based on Angry Birds where you're just launching birds to destroy structures that green pigs have made. I got bored with it after a while. I know it was a phenomenon. But the fact of the matter is that weekend, people flocked to Angry Birds, didn't go see The Nice Guys, so The Nice Guys bombed. And we got Josh Horowitz right here on the Happy Sad Confused podcast interviewing Ryan Gosling and, of course, asking him about The Nice Guys sequel. And I love Gosling's response.
Should I give up on The Nice Guys sequel at this point? People still will never stop asking for that.
Don't ask me about it because then I got to talk about Angry Birds, and then everyone's going to say, "Oh, he's obsessed with Angry Birds."
Angry Birds beat you at the box.
This guy's still going on about Angry Birds.
It's more like Angry Ryan.
Yes. Well, you know who's angry.
For context, for those that don't know, it's been brought up. Yeah, Angry Birds beat Nice Guys at the box office. But what's the cultural footprint of Angry Birds today versus Nice Guys?
You said it. Not me.
Ready for another musical?
Maybe it's a mashup of Angry Birds meets Nice Guys. That might be the only way.
Right. Ride the coattails of the
that
Birds.
happens.
There you go. Yeah, because my favorite movie of 2016 was The Nice Guys. I love that movie. That movie's great. That was when I really went, oh, Ryan Gosling? This guy's fucking funny. Like, he has such a dry sense of humor and a dry delivery with things. But I was like, all right, this guy is fucking funny. Like, I was never really on the Ryan Gosling bandwagon, but that movie made me go, this guy. And then 10 years later, he's still that guy. Like, he's still funny and everything. No one talks about Angry Birds, but apparently there's going to be an Angry Birds 3. Didn't they announce an Angry Birds 3? Like, they're trying to do a third one? Why? Why? We don't need any more Angry Birds. Nobody plays the game anymore. I didn't even know why there was a sequel. There was a 2. A 2. Well, yeah, they're going to call it Hey, Superman. I like that. Call it the Nice Birds. Ha ha. I like it. And yes, guys, hopefully you guys saw Project Hail Mary because I want one. I want one. I mean, I've told you guys that I have arachnophobia. I'm not a fan of spiders. And I even saw somebody tweet out there that said the fact that somebody tweeted out that I retweeted. It said, like, the fact that I have arachnophobia and I fell in love with a spider-looking rock alien should be studied. And I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, I want this. I want this little Rocky plush right here because Rocky, he's the mascot of 2026. Rocky, he doesn't even have a face. He doesn't even have a face. But I want this. Apparently, Scott McClellan, he got me one of these. Yeah, I'll have to look. I'm probably going to order on Amazon. I want it. I want it. I need it. It's just so funny because, yeah, I am not a fan of spiders, especially big spiders. I cannot. I don't mind. Little spiders I'm fine with. Black widows don't really freak me out. It's the big ones. It's the tarantulas, and I love that. My ex used to always say, "Good, they're so cute." What? That's why we're not together anymore. Just kidding. No. But I'm just saying, like, she would always say, like, "Oh, they're so cute." Cute? I'm all that came out of Satan's asshole. That's what I used to say. I'm like, no, they're not cute. I'm not a spider. Man, when I see anything that's bigger, and yeah, he's very spider-like. But the fact of the matter is, he looks like a rock. So thank God, because remember that Adam Sandler movie that's on Netflix, where Paul Dano plays the voice of this giant spider. I can't watch that. I went, oh yeah, I would love to watch that movie, but he's talking to a giant spider, and it's creeping me out. The whole time I'd be like, yeah. It was funny because when I went and saw Project Hail Mary, my dad brought up that movie, Spaceman, with Adam Sandler, and he's like, have you seen that movie? And I looked at him like, I can't watch that movie. It's a big, he's talking to a big spider that has like hair and everything. I can't do it. They're pretty cute. No, you let them crawl. Oh, God. You guys are weird, man. It's not a pet. Ugh. There's another funny Chuck Norris. This is another funny Chuck Norris, meme one right here that I saw. And of course, he just, like I said, they were all over the place. And I just retweeted a couple of them. When Chuck Norris left for college, he told his father, "You're the man of the house now." Yeah. So no 8-legged freaks. No, I cannot watch 8-legged freaks. Could not. I tried to watch 8-legged freaks. I was like, let me try to give it a shot. Couldn't watch 8-legged freaks. As soon as the kid went into that weird, creepy fucking store that had, all the, the reptiles and the spiders, I went, nah, can't do it. I can't watch Arachnophobia. I can't watch. It's just you got a big spider. Especially, like I said, if it's got hairs on it, that's the thing. It's not the ones that don't have hairs on it. Yeah, they might be creepy too. But like I said, if I see a black widow, I'm not immediately going, I'm not freaking out. I remember one time when I was doing cable, I opened up one of the, little closets on the side of an apartment building. And I was with my supervisor too, by the way. Yeah, this is so long ago. There was a wolf spider just chilling right there. And I went, bah! I was like, oh shit. I was like, whoa. And he was like, oh wow. He's like, yeah, that's a wolf spider. And I went, oh, okay. What are they? Are they mean? Is he gonna eat me? Is he gonna frickin', take my wallet? What is he gonna do? And he's like, no. My supervisor's like, no. It should be fine. It should be fine. Just do what you need to do. So I'm sitting there working on the the box for all the hookups for the cable, and I'm just like, all right, just keep an eye on him, please, because I'm losing my mind. This thing was big, And then, of course, my supervisor, just to fuck with me, you know what he does? He goes, oh, yeah, they do jump. And I went, what are you doing? I quit. I was about to be like, I quit. Here's my tool belt. I quit. I'm like, my God. Ugh. The giant spiders in Lord of the Rings are pretty freaky. Yes, they are. And when they showed up, guess what I did? I went like that. Yeah. See, this tweet right here, though, because I'm not the only one. This tweet right here I retweeted. The ability of Project Hail Mary to make me feel so deeply for something so closely resembling a spider needs to be studied. Ugh. Seriously, yeah. Put him in here. Ugh. I'm gonna walk on his leg. My God, yeah. Anyways. And then, of course, yeah, Nicholas Brendan, he passed away. We talked about that on the Vodka stream, too. Xander and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Very weird, especially since the Revival series got canceled. And then this always happens. This always happens, man. And I can't stand it. And I can't stand it. And we see this happen all the time where you just can't, hey, can you just sit this one out? Can we get the politics out of shit? We get it that not everybody's going to have the same politics and everybody's not going to have the popular politics. But at the same time, I don't even know what the fuck the popular politics are anymore. But of course, when it comes to the movie industry, when it comes to Hollywood, obviously the non-popular ones is if, you are leaning a little bit on the other side. If if you're a Christian or something like that, guess what? You're going to be deemed like, oh yeah, you're a MAGA supporter and all this kind of stuff. But Variety comes in right here and posts this article with this headline, and I swear this might be the best community note I've seen on Twitter, because it was like a roast, and it was like a perfect. So the headline said, Chuck Norris was a great action star, but politics may overshadow his legacy. Fuck off. And then the community note says, Chuck Norris killed his shadow while shadow boxing. That's why you never see his shadow when he comes up behind you. Chuck Norris can never be overshadowed. Where is it? I gotta put it. That's just, I'm like, seriously gonna do that? It wasn't like it was Hulk Hogan and he was showing up at MAGA rallies, all right? It wasn't that. Okay, we don't know exactly what he followed or whatever the hell, but of course they just were looking at it because he was a Christian. He said he believed in God and all this kind of stuff. And for some reason, when you say that stuff, they immediately put you in a box over here, and it's really ridiculous. But that is one of the best community notes right there. W. Big time W. They use a Chuck Norris joke to push back against that. So good. So good. Oh, man. Did you guys see this? Yikes. I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. Justin Timberlake. Okay. I've never been a big Justin Timberlake fan. Couple songs, yeah, they're good. They're groovy and stuff like that. Whatever. Sometimes they're kind of like, okay, cool. I guess he's a talented dude. I liked him. What movie did I like him in a lot? It was that Alpha Dog movie. That Alpha Dog movie, he was pretty good. And that movie was fucked. That movie had a fucked up ending. Alpha Dog was good, but there was something else that I liked him in. I can't remember. But he had a couple of shitters too. But there's obviously social network. But yeah, so Justin Timberlake last year, he got arrested for a DUI, and it's kind of sad because he didn't want anything to come out from that. He just wanted hey, let's put it away, put it together, put it to bed and stuff like that. But TMZ got the video footage. Oh man. It's
so
bad. If you guys have seen this, you think that somebody who could dance
front of your
You
left.
think of like the fact that he could dance, that maybe he was. Yeah, this is how fucked up he actually was. That he just could not. He's like pretty much
You're going to have your right foot in front of your left.
dancing.
Here. Okay, so we're going to put our left foot on the line first. Put your right foot in front of your.
I'm surprised I haven't seen videos of him like where he's like trying to dance and he's trying to reason with that, putting some of his music on there. It's bad. It's really bad. And then it gets worse because then you have video of him when he's being booked and in the stuff that he says. And of course he's just like, I'm Justin Timberlake now. He starts doing that. And it's like, get an Uber. What? This just shows you that things are not probably going good in Justin Timberlake's personal life. I mean, we've heard things that he cheated on his wife, Jessica Biel. And we've heard things when it comes to that. And it's like, it just kind of shows you. And then, of course, you know, obviously he came up in the Disney world and everything. And then, you know, there's always that aspect of it when it comes to these young stars. And now he's in his 40s, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? Why? I mean, apparently he was following people home and everything, but I'm like, you're Justin Timberlake. You have so much money. You have all the... Why are you going to just risk... I almost kind of think that it's like, hey, fuck it. You know, I need some excitement in my life. He was also trying to be canceled because, like, I remember he performed it in some concerts where a lot of people are saying he was, like, half-assing it. I forgot where it was. It was somewhere internationally. It wasn't in the United States. But I remember for like a week, he was being dragged because there was like some performance where it was raining. And, you know, yeah, he was noticeably not going all out when it came to dancing. But I think there was a lot of other reasons why that was the case. So, I don't know. But, yeah, it didn't look good. It hasn't looked good. And it's not looking good on his image. But I'm like, I just don't get it when you hear about these very wealthy celebrities getting busted for DUIs. My God. I mean, maybe I think it could be because they think like, oh, this is kind of thrilling. And if they do get one, is it really going to affect anything? Yeah, it's going to ruin his image a little bit for sure, but he'll bounce back. Dummies, man. Dummy. Here's a good joke right here when it comes to Project Hail Mary. It just proves that Ryan Gosling has great chemistry either with a rock or a stone. Get it? Get it? Zing. That's a good joke. With either a stone or a rock, the guy said. Yeah. That's pretty funny. But Ryan Gosling seems to be having, a good time with his co-workers, I guess you could say, his co-stars. This is pretty funny right here, too. Somebody put Rocky in the Criterion closet. And, of course, he chooses Rocky. I like it. Who played The Rock in Project Hail Mary? It's somebody named something Ortiz. I can't remember. We'll have to look that up. Somebody will say it in the chat. But fun fact, we actually talked about it, D-Man, on the Vodka stream. Scott brought it up. I had no idea. But the voice, at first they were looking to do a voice actor for Rocky. But when they were doing the rehearsals, Ryan Gosling and the dude who did the puppeteering, I forgot his name. Something Ortiz, I think. Jamie Ortiz? Jaime Ortiz? Something like that? Javier? I don't know. Somebody look it up. But the Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, they saw that their chemistry was so good, they used the puppeteer's voice. So that's just really cool right there. All right, what else? Oh, hey, guess what, guys? So now, like the Vodka stream, the lighting's going to be a little bit different. You're going to see a different kind of lighting when it comes to the Vodka stream because I got something added to, the studio. Of course, you can't see it because there's too much stuff behind me already. But right here, I have something right here, and I needed something. I needed like a neon light. I needed something in here to, light up my little office/studio. I have a couple of little like LED lights, but I wanted like a neon light, like something. So I found myself after I had lunch with my mom on Saturday, I decided to go to the little mall over here because I was like, I don't feel like going home. Let me just roam around this. This is a small mall, and there's a Hobby Lobby in it. James Ortiz. So I was close. Thank you, Del. James Ortiz. There you go. But anyways, they were having a sale. They were having this big sale. Like things were like half off, 60% off. They were having like this big sale at Hobby Lobby. And I'm just walking through. I'm like trying to like, oh, okay. Let me try to, maybe I could find something. They got a lot of decor here. And I came across this freaking little golden nugget right here. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. I found a Back to the Future little neon light thing. $20. Yeah, baby. So I was like, all right, so that's hung up like right there. That is literally like right there. Of course, you're not gonna be able to see it on screen, but it is gonna be lit up when I do the Vodka stream because I don't have my studio lights on during the Vodka stream. So it's gonna be kind of curious to adjust the lighting for that. So yeah, but I thought that's cool. We got another Chuck Norris joke. This guy right here, Morgan Wright. He posted this right here, and it's a good joke. It's a good joke. Many years ago, as a Kansas State trooper, I had the opportunity to meet Chuck Norris. Unfortunately, it was on a traffic stop, speeding 85 in a 55. Fortunately, Mr. Norris let me off with a warning. That's good. That's good. That's a good joke right there. Yeah, I know, right, Jason? I mean, Jesus Christ. I couldn't pass it up. And it was funny, too, because a funny thing about that right there, like I found it, I saw it, it was like the only one. It was the only one, and I was like, and it was immediately when I first walked into Hobby Lobby. And so I saw it, I went, oh, shit. But I didn't want to, like, carry it around the store. So I was like, you know what? Let me go look around and see what else they have here before I come back to this. I'm like, yeah, because I wanted something. I wasn't going to buy multiple things. I just wanted one thing. So I go look around, and I saw some other cool things, too, some other neon stuff that I was very tempted to get, and some other, like, lit-up sign stuff. But then I was like, nah, I'm going to get the Back to the Future thing. So I go back to where I think that is. I think where the aisle it is, because like I said, it was only one remaining. And I go back, and I don't see it. And I go, fuck, somebody took it. Somebody got it. Well, I'm dumbass. Oh, damn it. I missed out on it. Turns out I went down the wrong aisle. And I had a feeling too, because I kept going, wait a minute. And then I started walking the other aisles, and sure enough, oh, there it was. It was still there. Still there. The only one left. Anyways. Exciting weekend I had, guys. Exciting weekend I had. And here's, like I told you guys, this is one of the best uses of a popular movie when it comes to a Chuck Norris meme. Perfect right here. Just absolutely perfect. I've seen different versions of it. I've seen just like the regular version of this movie but somebody actually did the green screen thing and removed the background and put like the pearly gates and everything. And this is so freaking funny right here. When the angels start asking what's going on now that he's here. And we got God and we got Chuck Norris.
Not necessary. There shall be no knifing one another. Everybody knows who's in charge. Me. Right. Yes, you. Of course.
Come on, that's good. That's freaking good. Using the end, what is it? That's the end of, the only thing, I mean, was that Thor Love and Thunder? Or is that, no, that's the end of Endgame. That's the end of Endgame. The end of Endgame where, of course he gets on the ship with that. I mean, that's good. That's good right there. Joey Bagata posted that on, and I thought that was, I saw that before too. I saw that a couple of times, but I thought that was a better one because he actually put the pearly gates in the background. So, I mean, that fits it so freaking well, man. Fits it so well. Hey, here's me and Mama Film Junkee at the game last night that I told you guys about. That's right. There we are, making the same face. See, good on good old mom. I can't make a straight face. I can't. It's hard for me to do a regular face in in pictures. So she decided to copy the face. So that's good. There we go. Yeah, Dodgers and Angels, and I wore my Giants hat. I got some shit from a couple Giants fans, but hey, Not a couple Giants, not a couple Dodgers fans, of course. But I was like, hey, we're not in Dodger Stadium, guys. We're not in Dodger Stadium. The Phantom Menace. The Phantom Menace has got to be, the Darth Maul in Obi-Wan lightsaber scene, that sequence has got to be the best. In my opinion, it's the best lightsaber sequence. But did you guys know, apparently, and I've heard this before, and I think this is correct, but apparently they did slow it down because it was so fast. Did you guys know this? Well, we have a video right here showing the different speeds when it comes to all this. So that's the regular one right there. The final cut slowed. They slowed it down, which is just so freaking good. It's so goddamn good. Like, I remember when we first saw that, I was like, jeez, it's just so high intense. It's just so freaking intense. But that's the real speed. Look at that. This is the real speed right here. Look at how fast that is. That's insane. Look at how fast that is. My God, they had to slow it down. Look at how fast that is. Good Lord, man. That's like the Raid. That's straight out of the freaking Raid right there. Oh, man. Maul died in the Phantom Menace. Yeah, we know. And he shouldn't have. But because he just ended up coming back. Now he's got his own like animated series coming out. But God. Yeah. That's just so freaking good right there. I was like, oh man, I tell you what. Hey, look at this dork. Look at this dork right here. There he is, Mr. Henry Cavill, on the set of Highlander, the Highlander reboot. Looking good. He looks good. He's got a little Neo action going on right here. I like that. Yeah, but there's obviously a lot of like different set photos of Cavill. Looking pretty good, wearing that long trench coat. Looking stylish right there. Looking stylish. Of course, I saw some nutty fans go like, this is what you see and this is what I see. And they AI'd, of course, the Superman costume on him. I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys. What are we doing here? Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. The James Bond, what I know. And sad fact of the matter is, he's not going to be this new James Bond. He even said that he's not going to be, because he's like, I'm too old to be James Bond. They're going to go younger. He almost had James Bond previously, but Daniel Craig just nailed it for Martin Campbell and everybody. But Cavill would have been second in line. If Craig didn't accept the role or didn't audition, we would have had Henry Cavill as James Bond previously. Kind of crazy. Alan Ritchson. Alan Ritchson might be in a little bit of hot water because we have a video of Alan Ritchson who, apparently when it comes to Reacher, he was still very much feeling like, he's Jack Reacher right here. But at the same time, you got to love it when these videos come out because a lot of people, of course, when you see this video that TMZ posted of Alan Ritchson, you guys might have saw it too. I mean, context is key for sure, but this is what was going around today when it came to Alan Ritchson. He's gonna pay some people some money. His image is gonna be damaged a little bit. So somebody recorded him. So there he is. He's basically just punching the shit out of somebody, a neighbor of his. This is in his neighborhood. He was riding his bike. Apparently, according to some people, this guy was like pissed off that he was riding his bikes. These are like, I think this is kids right here. And then this happened. That didn't help. And yeah, so that's Ritchson right there. Apparently, like there's talks about this guy like starting it all and agitating, but he also posted like images of himself of like him being like kind of messed up right there. It's not a good look. Definitely not a good look, but I know the context is key. And the fact that people are not going to take too kindly that he did in front of his kids. So, but yeah, we don't have the full video because right here, I mean, the video starts off with him just swinging at the dude. So we don't know exactly what was going on here. And I know there's been reports from others that said like, no, the dude started it. He was yelling at him and then I think he threw something at him. I don't know. I have no idea. It's all just kind of like, again, up in the air. I know, obviously, the jokes out there, like some people are like, hey, that's Batman right there. Like, now Batman wouldn't do that. Batman's pretty, he's pretty even keeled. Like it takes a lot to set off Batman, but it's just kind of, again, this is what it's like now in present day. Cameras everywhere. Everybody has a freaking camera strapped to their ass cheek. All right. Always there. This is why when it comes to social stuff, there's people that don't even want to dance because they're afraid that someone's going to pull out the camera and post them like dancing like an idiot and it's going to go viral because of how messed up it is or whatever the hell. People just are afraid to do that. And then, of course, you got the opposite side of people who are posting way too much because they're trying to go viral and they're doing all this crazy stuff. But that's the sad fact of the matter. It's like, did you think that Alan Ritchson at this moment in time thought that somebody in another house, a house across from where they were, like, basically it is partially their yard, not exactly their yard, but do you think that they thought that somebody was going to be recording and then it was going to make it to TMZ? This is where we're at nowadays. You just never know. There's cameras everywhere. Everywhere. You can't hide. It's like we're just in a surveillance kind of freaking state, man. It's just pretty freaking crazy. So I don't know what's going to be the outcome on this. I haven't read anything where Alan Ritchson's people or whatnot, they've like responded to this. They haven't put out a statement. I think they're just kind of like, all right, let's try to get everything in order. Because I think there's more context to the story. Like if this dude really did like throw something where it was at like the kids and whatnot, if it had something to do where the kids like were kind of like almost hurt by this individual, Alan Ritchson, he's scot-free. He walks scot-free. If that's the case, if this guy almost did something where it almost harmed his kids, then yeah, Alan Ritchson is totally in the right there. Totally in the right. So, just saying, that's his kids, right? Doesn't Alan Ritchson? Oh, let me double check that. Alan Ritchson. Yeah, he has 3 kids. Yeah. So those are his kids. He has 3 kids, 3 boys. Well, there you go. Yeah, he has 3. Yeah. So if there was any harm that was actually that he thought that was going to be happening from this dude with his kids right there, he is in the right. All right. I'm just saying. If his kids were in harm, he's in the right. Holy Lord. Some things should remain animated, guys. Things need to remain animated. I'm sorry. Things need to remain animated because I'm sure you saw that they released a full Moana trailer. I'm not going to bring up the trailer. I have no desire. I haven't even seen the animated feature of Moana. I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's fantastic. But of course, we have this live action version. We've already been seeing things from it and everything. But what the actual F is this? Oh my God, no. Kill it with fire. Kill it with fire. What is that? Oh my God. Oh, that is so bad. That is so bad. Oh, he's wearing a bodysuit, which we all know. He's wearing a bodysuit, which is funky. But that wig is something else. Oh my God. That is the thing of nightmares right there. Some things should just remain animated. And somebody commented when I posted this that it feels AI generated. It does. Oh my. And it's so funny. It's so funny because, here, I'm going to pull this up right here. Because, let me see. The Rock looks like, yeah. It just doesn't, and it was funny because I'm going to look, let's, and I know I'm spending a lot of time on the tweets, guys, but there's just so much to cover. So, discussing film, when they posted this, I mean, you gotta love the people who are roasting this right here. So here's under discussing film. His neck and face looks skinny. I mean, there's another shot. Like, what the hell is that? Oh God, I hate that wig. Jeez. Oh, man. For Dwayne. It's a lot of good things. We got this right here. We got a wig on a rock. Oh, man. And then, of course, you know.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit. And I've got...
It's just... People are roasting his girlfriend. But at least you didn't take this too seriously. And John Cena's little mermaid and Barbie was supposed to be ridiculous and stupid. And he's only in it for like 2 seconds. Oh, man. Carl wore the wig better. Yes. From Aqua Teen, of course. Oh, it's just so goddamn like, what the hell?
Yeah. Man, look at, man, hell no. Hell no.
I misread mall, and I was like, that's funny. And it's like, live action was a mistake. Yeah, I mean, how are you supposed to make that live action? How are you supposed to make that character live action? There's no way you can make that character live action. Come on, what are we doing here? But even like the behind the scenes, remember these behind the scenes photos? The behind the scenes photos, yeah, the bodysuit looked weird, but the hair didn't look that bad. The hair didn't look that bad behind the scenes, so I don't know what the hell. It is kind of interesting. But yeah, it's like, how are you supposed to... that's funny. Come on. It's just a lot of people roasting. Yeah, it's Troy Polamalu from the Steelers who does like those head and shoulders commercials now. And a lot of people are just like, that's just freaking funny. Oh, just good stuff. Just good stuff. But yeah, it is just crazy. Like, how are you supposed to make that? I mean, it just doesn't. Sometimes things just don't translate, but it's Disney for you. That's Disney. That's just Disney for you right there. Oh my God. What are we doing? But yeah, that was the main thing, the takeaway that I took from that. So, jeez. And yeah, and yes, guys. Okay, this is what's cool. This is what's cool right here. Wonderman. I don't know how many of you guys watch Wonderman, and if you haven't watched Wonderman and you have Disney Plus, do yourself a favor, fire up Wonderman. And I can't believe I'm saying that because 5 months ago, I would not think I would be saying that, hey, you should fire up Wonderman and give it a try because it's fucking good. I don't think anybody really thought that. I don't think anybody was excited about it. I think it was going to be one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, they're just going to post the entire season and then that's it. That's it. It's just going to be done. Nobody's going to care about it. It's I don't know what the approach they're trying to go for it. But then when we all watched it, or most of us at least, it was like, holy shit, this is a refreshing meta style story that has, Yaya and Ben Kingsley as the leads, who are great together. And then the fact that it got so much buzz, season 2 is now happening. Disney and everybody released this. Season 2 is coming. Crazy. Crazy. I don't think any of us would have thought there was going to be a season 2 of Wonder Man 5 months ago. 4 or 5 months ago. I don't think anybody thought that. There was no hype. But then people were commenting about it, Stephanie, that it's good. I was impressed by it. I really enjoyed the freaking movie. Really enjoyed it. My God, there's so much to talk about when it comes to tweets. It's taking up most of the stream right here, I tell you. It happens. Like I said, there's not much DCU news. And, some of the other topics, too. Watch it. You want an up-close look at the Hal Jordan ring from Lanterns? That's right. If you're looking for some of that green that was missing from the trailer that some people were saying, well, somebody posted this right here. Natasha, I don't know how she got it, but it was like, okay, cool. Maybe it's just like a 3D printed model of it. I don't know, but the ring is cool. I like Hal Jordan's ring. It looks better than Guy Gardner's ring. I will say that. So there it is propped up. I like the fact that it's got the silver right there, and it's got, all these little cracks in it, like it was made out of stone. And then, of course, we've got the gold, not brown, more like a gold. And then you got the green. I think this is a sexy-looking ring. I want to get this ring, and if I ever propose to somebody, I'm going to give this to her. And if she says yes, she's a keeper, right? That's a sexy ring. And even like the way that the green and the everything right there is cool. Yeah, a lot of people are nervous about lanterns, but I trust it. I trust it. And that's not the only thing, you know, when it comes to a season 2 of something, we got Derry. Welcome to Derry season 2 has officially been announced. Thank God. Thank God. I got a new subscriber, but yes. Welcome to Derry season 2 is officially going to happen. We're all working towards it. It's just that we want to make it real and need the material. So, looks like it's officially going to be happening, according to Collider. For sure. All right. That's all the tweets. Man, that was a lot of tweets. Like I said, sometimes Monday there's a lot of things to go over. Lantern looks exactly what they said it was going to be. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I agree. I'm not worried about it. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a great series. And yeah, it's exactly what they sold it to be. They've been selling it as this grounded, true detective type of story with these two. So I am not worried because that's exactly what was shown to us right there. All right. Let's see here. Not, like I said, there was not much. Holy crap, was there not much? Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, there was not much. I already talked about that. Yeah, because I always get my, I always go down DC film news. Most of the time when I get stuff. God. All right. Yeah, not much DCU news, but hey, we got stuff. We got art, covers, and everything. Supergirl, of course. We're going to be talking about Supergirl and what's going on with that. And it's mainly what this whole the segment for DCU news is just mainly focused on Supergirl. That's right. It's been focused on Lanterns for like the past few weeks, but hey, now it's Supergirl. We have a Summer of Supergirl issue 1 variant cover by Mahmoud Aswar right here. Pretty cool. Obviously they always like to do these variant covers. So we have Kara right there, not in her costume, but in her like kind of normal clothes. But of course we have the logo in the background. And then this is stupid because it's like, come on, guys, what are we doing here? Jimmy Guns, you don't need to answer this, but hey, it's what you got to do, I guess. Somebody asked Jimmy Guns, when does Supergirl take place compared to Superman and Man of Tomorrow? I know you said you wanted the DCU to be like Star Wars, where stories are told within a timeline, but not necessarily in order. I was just wondering when Supergirl takes place in between Superman and Man of Tomorrow. Duh! I think we all knew that. Didn't we all know that? Come on, what are we doing here? That was just one of those things like, why? You don't need a... Oh, come on, what are we doing now? We knew that was going to be that.
Fucking hard fact.
Right? Jesus. So I was like, Jimmy Guns, you answered that? All right, whatever. Then, of course, there's some more Spider-Man, Superman crossover images. I don't need to go through that. Jimmy Guns did post this right here. Just a behind-the-scenes Peacemaker. Flag and Lex. It's like, I don't know what's going on. What's going on with Lex right here? My God, he's just like, oh yeah, Nicholas Holt's just like meditating. He's like, I could do this. Let me say these lines about buttholes and... Oh, man. Crazy. Let's see. And then, of course, we have Absolute Batman. Did you guys see, like, they revealed Absolute Penguin? There's Absolute Penguin. And then fucking Absolute Two-Face. Dead or alive. Yeah, Absolute Two-Face with that fucking hair. Woo! Woo! Flowing. Just flowing hair, man. Tell ya. I still have not fully jumped on Absolute Batman yet. I know it's great. Everybody keeps telling me, but I just didn't jump on it quick enough, man. And then we have some more variant covers for Supergirl. This one by Jim Lee. Yes, baby. There's Jim Lee right there. That's his version of Supergirl. So Jim Lee jumping in on this. And then, of course, we have a new look at Supergirl movie variant cover, Batman and Superman, Batman and Superman World's Finest, number 52 by Dan Mora. So we got Ruthie, we got Crypto that are within that too. That's a good drawing. That's a really good drawing of Supergirl right there. I really like that. Really do like that. So yeah, a couple. Oh yeah, and then there's this one, the House of L. This is also Dan Mora right here. So now you got Superman. I know, if only the costumes look like that on film, right? It's okay. It's okay. I still like, I got used to the costumes and all the different lining and all the stuff in there. I do like the emblems, though. I do. I will say that. So, ooh, I'm getting messages. Let's see. Okay, so okay. Let me see something here. 'Cause I could have swore. Whoa, tripping on the rug underneath me. Yes, guys, may she rest in peace. Man, I tell you what, it just seems like every other day, like we're finding out that somebody that was in movies or whatever the hell passed away. And yes, Miss Taskmacher, I always say her name wrong too. The original, in the original Superman movie, Valerie Perrine, she passed away at the age of 82. So may she rest in peace herself. I mean, yeah, maybe they're together now. They could be like, hey, remember me? Hey. So they're reuniting, of course. So, yeah, may she rest in peace. 82, pretty full life. So that's cool. But, yeah, she passed away as well. Do we have it? No. That's all right. We don't need it. But, okay, so Phil Lord and Christopher Miller obviously talking with Joshua Horowitz on the Happy Sad Confused podcast. We just have a little quote right here. I misunderstood because I thought when I first read it that they also pitched a Superman movie, but I think it was something else that they pitched. I think it was something that had to do with Spider-Man that was like a live action movie. That's where I got confused. But Phil Lord right here even talked about, he talked about the inspirations of the Dick Donner Superman movies. Phil Lord was saying this right here on Superman the animated series, Superman the movie, and Superman 2 being some of his favorite comic book movies of all time. The Dick Donner Superman, a 1-2 movie with a several-year intermission and bonus Richard Lester footage. I do have a real soft spot for those. So talking about that whole thing. And yeah, and then that wasn't the only thing that was talked about, too, because not only did they talk about Superman, but we have to remember that Phil Lord and Chris Miller also, they did talk about, let me see if I could find it here, find the actual, I think we have it, yeah. We do, we have that right there. Come on, we got a commercial, hold on. Commercial, all right, so let's listen to them right here, because we have to remember that Miller and Lord, at one point, because there were, I don't know how many people were, when it came to the DCEU and The Flash, obviously we had Rick Fuey, I forgot, Rick F. I always forget, I'm bad with his last name, but obviously he was going to be a part of it at one point, and then he dropped out of it, and then there was like, what's his name, who just wrote several movies, who blocked me on Twitter because he was a dumbass when it came to pushing back on people who did not like Ghostbusters 26, Shane something, I forgot his name. But, several people, there was like a lot of people trying to approach the whole Flash movie when it came to the DCU. And Phil Lord and Chris Miller were signed up, or at least they had a treatment at one point to do the Flash movie for that. So this is what they had to say when it came to that Flash movie.
Did you have a full script? Was that just a story?
We had a very elaborate treatment. That
it was
we really
pretty
liked.
Different than what
ended up.
Can you say what you think on Flash was?
I mean, I kind of want to.
It's a good idea that I am afraid. To not be able to use someday. That's all. That's what I'm saying.
James Gunn says, "Hey guys, I know you have so much free time on your hands."
As you know, we were just talking about telling original stories.
I know, but you were obviously passionate about that one.
Yeah. Listen, we like this stuff. We get intrigued by things that are intriguing.
Okay.
Here's our bet. We love the movie that the Muschietti's made.
Yeah.
And
Okay, we're going to end with this. Sometimes I do.
Do you? Very curious of what they pitched. What was their pitch? And the fact that they're holding on to it, it's like, okay, yeah, they're holding on to it because, I don't know. I don't know if they actually think that they could actually bring that to the DCU. I don't know if like Gunn and DC Studios are. I don't think the Flash is going to be showing up for a while after what came out in 2023. That just didn't, I always say that I can enjoy the Flash movie, but I can see the issues with it. And yes, it did flop at the box office. So yeah, but I'm kind of curious of like, what did they pitch? What was their idea? What was their initial idea? What was the synopsis? I'm just kind of curious about what they actually pitched right there.
Random question.
So I don't think we're ever going to know, sadly, but hey, maybe one of these days. One of these days. All right. Supergirl budget. $100 million? Are you kidding me? Really? So this is what was going around. And I'm glad that not all the DCU, DC Twitter accounts were passing around, but a lot of other people were passing around that the rumor is that Supergirl's movie budget is $100 million. And I saw that and I immediately went, there's no fucking way. I could see it being 150, maybe. It's definitely, I could see it being under 200 million, for sure. But a movie like that, it takes place in the cosmos with elaborate sets and visual effects and everything. No way $100 million. I mean, I know you got like, Millie Alcock's not like some big giant superstar or anything like that. The only superstar that's really in it is Jason Momoa. So, I mean, obviously when it comes to pay and stuff, I don't even know if Jason Momoa took a big, huge pay. Who knows how much he got paid to do Lobo. And apparently he's not just in it for one scene. He's actually pivotal to the story, which is good. I love that. But yeah, $100 million, I went, okay, let's just kind of pump the brakes here. And this is where it actually came from here. This is where it actually came from, and we can't even see the whole thing, but this is where it came from. Puck News. What the puck? Puck News, Matthew Baloney. Okay, that just made me laugh. Because, of course I'm not believing this news, and I just called him Matthew Baloney. Belloni. Because he's dishing out the baloney here, guys. But he posts this right here, what I'm hearing. The inside take on Hollywood. And, of course, you have to get, you have to access all that. But that's where it came from. Is Matthew Baloney is hearing that it's $100 million for Supergirl. And I say bullshit. It is definitely not that. But you know what I love? You know what I love to see? I love how this pisses off the loud side of the Snyder community and, the YouTubers and everything. Those grifting assholes that just like, it just pisses them off because that's how I saw it. I went to my For You page and, of course, everything DCU, which is a terrible Twitter handle to follow because they post a lot of bullshit. They just post anything. They'll post anything. So naturally they're posting this. DC Film News did not post this. They did not post that because they knew better. They knew better not to post that. But I figured, okay, a lot of people are talking about it. It's pissing off a lot of people, and it's pissing off some of these guys right here. And I'm like, God, you guys, it's almost like it's bait. It's bait for the diehard fans, and it's bait for the fucking haters. You guys are just falling into it. Meanwhile, people in the middle who actually use our fucking brains go, oh, wait a minute, that's not right. That's not right. There's no way that there was $100 million. Are you kidding me? But I mean, I saw that with so many of those people, and I'm like, God, you guys are just falling for it. Because you guys are so obsessed and want the DCU to fail so hard, because that's what we fought for with the Snyder Cut movement, by the way. But it's like you want it to fail so much that you're like, oh yeah, bullshit. It's like, yeah, of course, it's not real. This guy just heard it on Puck News, okay? You guys will believe, if this guy right here were to say anything bad about James Gunn and the DCU, you'd believe it 100%. But of course, when it comes to this, oh, it's bullshit because it doesn't fit your narrative. And I'm like, yeah, but the logical people that are in the middle of the diehard fans and the fucking haters, we're all just kind of going like, there's no way that it's $100 million. Unless they got some big-time tax breaks, there's no way $100 million right there. I would say I could see it being maybe 150, 160. I could see it being under 200 million for sure, which will definitely be a good thing. You want to keep that budget pretty tight. I could see that. But there's no way that it's $100 million. No way. Not believing that. See, I'm one of those people that can push back against that without losing my goddamn mind. Like some of these other guys out there. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. Boba Talks just talked about it? Yeah. I don't doubt it. Boba Talks is on top of everything. He's always on top of that. I love it that's what I love about Boba Talks. He's got like a little curse on him where every time he posts his video that he's worked on for like a half a day, because he takes time with his videos. He posts like 20-30 minute videos. He has, and of course you have to do pre-post, you have to edit it, you have to do all that stuff. And he'll post a video and then some news will come out right as he's posting. He's always been cursed when it comes to that, but Boba puts out good content, man. So always listen to him. Always listen to Boba. All right, that's all the DCU news. Now let's move on to Spider-Man Brand New Day. How many views did Spider-Man Brand New Day get when it came to the trailer? Well, it got a shit ton, okay? Holy crap, apparently. But then it kind of makes you go, did it? Did it really? Well, let's go, let's break down the numbers a little bit right here. Let's break down the numbers, guys, because, yeah, there's just something very interesting about it. And I did kind of like get a little breakdown right here, and I'm just going to read it off to you as opposed to, just pulling up, whatever. It's just all it is words. I'm going to say it right here because the number that is being floated around out there when it released basically in 24 hours, the first 24 hours, 718.6 million views. Holy shit. That's what it was. First 24 hours. And the figure was reported by Sony Marvel and tracked by market research firm Wave Metrics. Makes it the most viewed movie trailer in history within that time frame. It surpassed previous benchmarks by Deadpool and Wolverine and the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. Aren't we still waiting for the next one? That's funny. The global 24-hour debut total across platforms, not just YouTube specific views on one upload. Some official uploads on YouTube show lower numbers, like 15 million or whatever the hell. But across all sources, it's saying that it's a 718.6. Sources confirming this include Deadline, Variety, IGN, The Hollywood Reporter, and multiple outlets reporting the same Wave Metrics tracked number from around March of March 20th to 2023. The trailer dropped mid-March and blah, blah, blah. Culture phenomenon, that's the thing. It's just what I was getting from like an AI thing that kind of broke it down. And I'm just kind of going like, okay, so are they counting the clips? Are they counting all those little clips too that got released the day before? There was like 37 clips that were all getting passed around. Are they counting that too? Some people think that they're counting that as well. Like they're not just counting the views on, but then again, who knows? Maybe if this is a metric that was not counting the day before, but counting from when the trailer debuted online with all the multiple platforms, is that an accumulation of all that, or are they counting the little clips too? So I don't know. Maybe not. And if it is, cool. I don't doubt that it was a big trailer. I just, you kind of just like break down the numbers a little bit. Let's break down the numbers. I was just kind of wondering, it had to do with those clips. I think if it had to do with those clips, smart. They did a smart idea. I know it kind of got annoying after a while. Like I thought it was kind of cool at first to see like 2-second clips. Oh, there he is. There's him swinging. There's him falling off the building, nosediving. It was like cool, but then after a while, it was like, all right, can we just see the trailer now? But at the same time, that's how you build up hype, and that you've never really seen that before. So good on them. If it got to 718, using those clips, it fucking worked. It was a marketing success. So good on them. I was just kind of wondering, are they counting that? But there is nothing there that I've seen that they're actually counting that. So I think maybe that was the way to go. And hey, maybe other companies should start looking at that kind of way to market your trailer, is because the attention spans of everybody is 2-3 seconds. Could be, I know, it's interesting. So it could be a whole marketing thing, but I don't know if like Sony's going, well, count the clips too. to inflate the numbers? Maybe. I don't know. Studios can be pretty crazy when it comes to that. So, is there something else with Spider-Man that I wanted to talk about? Nah, I don't think so. I mean, obviously there's speculation, of course, that we've already talked about, that somebody's removed from that final shot of the trailer, probably Daredevil. Yeah, I remember seeing that there's something too out there. I didn't really look into it. That possibly Jean Grey is not the only mutant in the movie, so there's that too. Which I don't doubt that. Probably going to be some other kind of mutant in there, right? Probably. I don't know. All right, let's talk about the box office. And yes, guys, we always love to see it. We love it when there's a big blockbuster movie that starts off the summer blockbuster season, technically. They always put something in March, and then we get a little lull, and then the summer blockbuster season really takes off. So Project Hail Mary, of course, came out, and everybody was like, the hype was there. My theater, when I saw it on Thursday, it wasn't packed. I would say it was about 75 to 80% full. So pretty good, but people were flocking to the IMAX screenings because I saw a lot of people post like how full those were. But here are the numbers right here when it comes to the last box office. Project Hail Mary made $80.5 million, which apparently this is a big debut for Amazon MGM. I think it's like their biggest debut. And I think even like Oppenheimer, when it debuted 2 years ago, it was like a domestic something around 80 million. And then of course 60.4, $140.9 million. So almost $141 million debut. It cost, I think, $191 million to make. So, and then of course there's marketing, and they went heavy on the marketing. So yeah, they're definitely gonna have to times the budget by 3 when it comes to this. But I think good word of mouth is really gonna drive this movie, and the fact that there's really no, until, I mean, I guess only for 2 weeks, and then you get the Mario Galaxy movie. Mario Galaxy movie comes out in 2 weeks. I forgot about that. So it's got this coming week, it's got really nothing, and then it's got the Mario movie. So it's got 1 week where it'll still be number one at the box office next week for sure. But I have a feeling that once Mario comes out, then that's going to take over. So it's going to be interesting to see where Project Hail Mary ends up. But I think just the overall response and the hype to it, I mean, this movie's already a success. I mean, yeah, it hasn't even made its budget back yet, but I think it definitely will make its budget back. But I'm just kind of curious to see what the drop-off is, and then I'm curious to see what the drop-off is once the Mario movie comes out. That'll be interesting to watch. And then Hoppers is second, and it sits at 242.4. Duck the Mario movie. All my homes hate the Mario movie. Nah, he's not a mutant. He's a mutate. Oh, I'm talking about that. And then I don't even know what this is, but this is probably like a Dollywood type of movie. Harandar, The Revenge. These movies always do well. And I don't know what the budget was. Look at that runtime. What is this, a Zack Snyder film? Jesus. 3 hours and 50 minutes. Action, crime, thriller. I've never even heard of this movie. This is from India, I'm guessing. And yeah, 16.8 million for a fucking almost 4-hour movie. And then Ready or Not 2, which I hate that. I want to see this, and maybe I don't know when I really enjoyed the first one. I thought this one was coming out at a different date. I didn't realize it was coming out the same weekend, but it made $11.9 million. And it only cost $6 million to make. This movie only cost $6 million to make, so it's already made double the budget. So if it makes $18 million, $20 million, it's already making profit. But yeah, the budget was reported $6 million for this movie, so there you go. That movie doesn't have much to fight for. I'm sure it's going to do well, and there's probably going to be a third one. Reminders of Him sits at 53.9. That was number 5, and then Scream 7 hasn't quite reached 200 million, but I'm sure it will eventually. So there you go. There we go. Saw Ready or Not 2 on Sunday. How was it, Droga? Was it good? I mean, I hear it's good. It's still good, but it's not as good as the first, obviously. I did Samara Weaving. Man, Samara Weaving, I saw her on a podcast. She is adorable. And I forget that she's Australian or New Zealand. I forget that she has an accent and everything. Oh, better than the first one in your opinion. That's cool. But, you know, Samara Weaving, she's been put in that category of like, oh, she has a, you know, she could play like Margot Robbie's sister. Like they look similar. Like there's a couple of actresses that look like Margot Robbie that some people have pointed out. There's like that other one who was actually in Barbie who also kind of looks like Margot Robbie. Because obviously Margot Robbie is like the, oh. But I remember like at one of the premieres, Margot Robbie actually showed up. So Samara Weaving and Margot Robbie they took a picture together. I almost retweeted, but I was like, I don't want to, you never know when it comes to like poking the bear, like when it comes to certain things. I was like, I'm not going to, but I'm just going to say it. When it comes to the face card, Samara Weaving. I know Margot Robbie is like this goddess, but I'm like, I don't know. I mean, when I see Samara Weaving, there's something about her face card is, I don't know. Can I say that? Am I gonna get canceled? Probably not. Can I say that? Is people gonna come after me? Margot Robbie's fans are saying, I still think Margot Robbie's gorgeous, but I don't know. I think I like Samara Weaving just a little bit more. And she's like, there was like a trailer of a new movie that she's coming out in that looks really good, actually. That's coming out in June. So, anyways, I don't know how you guys feel about that. I just think when it comes to face card, Samara Weaving, better face card. It's a close call, Superman. Yeah, they're both gorgeous. There's just something about Samara Weaving. I think partially it was because after I saw her on a podcast, being normal, I just kind of crushed on her a little bit more. So that probably was mainly why. AI Val Kilmer. All right. I kind of talked about this on the members only, not Vodka stream, but Film Junkee Live on Wednesday because that's when it came out. Kind of talked about it, and then I was going to record a video, but I didn't. And then I decided, all right, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about it on today's Film Junkee Live because people are still kind of talking about it. I've been hearing on podcasts and morning shows and whatnot that people are still kind of talking about it because this is one of those things, guys, one of those stories where you go, how do you approach this? How do we handle this? How do you respond to this? Because it has to do with those two dreaded words that people don't like, AI. People hear that and they immediately go, slop, no, you know. But I'm one of those people that I've embraced AI as a tool. I utilize it as a tool every day when it comes to my day job and this, you know. I will, if I need something quick, I'll try to, you know, get something. And then, of course, you know, for captions and whatnot, I've always said that. Utilize it as a tool. But I don't think I'm ever going to replace myself with an AI version. Maybe one of these days. I'll be like, here's AI Dave. No, that would be crazy. No. Dave. I'll call him Dave. There you go. If I replace myself with AI, I'll call him Dave. Sounds weird, but it'll work. No. But, so, when it comes to this, and we've been wondering if they were ever going to eventually bring back from the dead actors to be in movies, apparently that's going to happen. It's happening, guys. It's happening. It's happening with Val Kilmer. And it's, like I said, it's an interesting thing because his family's all for it, and they said that he would have been all for it too. Val Kilmer resurrected by AI to star in As Deep as the Grave movie first look exclusive. So there he is right there. That is AI Val Kilmer. 5 years prior to his death in 2025, Val Kilmer was cast as Father Fenton, a Catholic priest and Native American spiritualist in As Deep as the Grave, but Kilmer, who was battling throat cancer, was too sick to ever make it to set. He was the actor I wanted to play this role, says the film's writer-director, Corte Voorhees. It was very much designed around him. It drew from his Native American heritage. I don't think a lot of people know about that unless you watched the Val doc. And his ties to and love of the Southwest. I was looking at a call sheet the other day, and we had him ready to shoot. He was just going through a really, really tough time medically, and he couldn't do it. Even though he didn't shoot a single scene, Voorhees has been able to realize his vision of having Kilmer in the ensemble by using state-of-the-art generative AI, and he's done it with cooperation of the late actor's estate, his daughter Mercedes. Voorhees says Kilmer's son, Jack, is also supportive. His family kept saying how important they thought the movie was and that Val really wanted to be a part of it. This is from Voorhees right here, not Jason Voorhees. He really thought it was important story that he wanted his name on. It was that support that gave him the confidence to say, okay, let's do it. Despite the fact some people might call it controversial, this is what Val wanted. As Deep as the Grave, which was previously titled Canyon of the Dead, is a true story about a southwestern archaeologist and Earl Morris chronically their all the stuff. You could read all the synopsis everywhere. So, anyways. So that's where you kind of just go back and forth when it comes to all this. Do you support that because that's what he wanted and that's what his family is okay with? But then all of a sudden, are you opening up Pandora's box when it comes to this? Because apparently, something I heard today, too, on a podcast from people that are in the world, they said that they had friends at Apple TV that were having meetings and freaking out about that released viral clip of Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt fighting. Apparently, studios were freaking out about that viral clip and how good it looked. So this is what's crazy about this. Is this just like, hey, let's just show Val Kilmer being in this role that he wanted to be in, and he always loved technology. He always was about the next technology. That's why you have all that footage in Val, the doc, because he was one of the first people to jump on the home video camcorder. He bought one of those when they came out. Nobody else had them. He bought one of those, and he was always shooting things. He shot audition tapes. He shot behind the scenes on movies that he was making. He was always about the next thing. So that's why I go, oh yeah, he was already probably looking into AI stuff. I think they even used AI to help with his voice in Top Gun and in Val. So they were already kind of utilizing that to help his voice, to have his voice clearer. So they were using AI for that, in which I think he was okay with. So that's where you kind of do that. But then it gets a little scary because then you start going, are we opening Pandora's box here? And all of a sudden it's just, and then you're not going to be able to close it. And then, like I said, when I'm hearing from, a podcast host who's in that world going, oh yeah, they're freaking out about that AI Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt video. It's a little scary. It's a very just touchy thing because the way I look at it is like, if they're okay with it and he was okay with it, then do it. Fine. But then what's going to be the outcome of all this? That's where it gets scary. And I'll very much watch this movie just to see what it's like. And a lot of people are probably going to watch this movie to see how it looks, how he sounds, and everything. So it's going to be weird. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Matthew McConaughey said it best. We better get ready for AI because, oh yeah. I mean, it's already here. That's the thing. It's like, it's already here, man. It is already here. All right. Let's go ahead and do some Twitter questions. See what you guys are saying over here at Twitter, in the Twitter space. If you guys have some questions, let's see. Make sure everything's all bueno. All right. Okay, we got Eric Blake. Hey Dave, my intro to Chuck Norris was Walker, Texas Ranger during the initial run. What was yours? One of his old movies, Delta Force. One of the Delta Force movies, one of the action movies. My dad had a few Chuck Norris movies, but like I said on the Vodka stream, the movie that I watched of his the most was Sidekicks, because that was such a 90s movie. It was such a 90s movie. Sidekicks that came out in like 1992, 91, 92. I had just moved to California. So it was like 92, 93. I had just moved to California. It was already out on home video. My cousin showed me it and he loved that movie. I ended up loving that movie. It's essentially a Karate Kid ripoff, but it's also meta because Chuck Norris is literally playing himself. And, Jonathan Brandis, may he rest in peace too, who was the kid. He's just like imagining doing all these scenarios with Chuck Norris, and then he ends up meeting Chuck Norris, and then they do this competition. It's very much a Karate Kid ripoff with a little bit of Last Action Hero-esque type of tone to it. But yeah, 92, that's right. So I moved, that makes sense. 92 because I moved to California summer of 93. Summer of 93. So it was already out on home video. Tom, let's see. Mr. Darren, laugh now, cry later. Tom Holland said in an interview that he didn't want to make a movie just to make it, so he wanted to be sure Brand New Day had a good script before it started. So my question is, do you think he had issues with the first trilogy that he can't speak of? I'm sure he did. I mean, Far From Home is the weakest one out of that trilogy, for sure. I'm sure he didn't have issues with No Way Home, because that was an event. That was an absolute event that you could tell he had a lot of fun on. But yeah, maybe he had some issues with all that. But then partially I'm kind of going, I understand this because Holland, after coming off of No Way Home, that's a lot of pressure. That movie was huge. That's a lot of pressure. And you can't just get that again. You're not going to just get Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield to show up again. I mean, there's always a possibility of them showing up again, sure, but you can't just do that all the time. So, yeah, a lot of pressure, man. Luis Miguel, hey Dave, I don't know if you are already aware of these details from Timber and Superman, but I thought it was interesting. I mean, I know some details, but there's always some new details when it comes to that. But yeah, I've watched John Schnepp's doc on it. On the Superman Lives. So obviously there's a lot of details there, but I'll check out this video too, because you never know, there's probably other things that maybe weren't covered on there, but the John Schnepp doc was pretty damn good. Darkness Under the Wind, question 1. Do you think because Peter begins having organic webbing, as we see in the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day, that it's gonna lead to him turning into Man-Spider? A lot of people think so, especially when his eyes turn black. They think that's when he's turning into that, which that's gonna freak me out, guys. What did I talk about at the beginning of this? About my arachnophobia. And the fact that I fell in love with Rocky, who's essentially a rock spider. But thankfully, he looks more like a rock than a spider. So it didn't freak me out, but I'm like going, oh shit, are we going to have a Spider-Man that's going to turn into a fucking spider? And I'm going to be like, yeah, God. Oh man. I'm going to go into Spider-Man Brand New Day fearing my arachnophobia is going to make me go, ah! Question 2. Do you think Charlie Cox is pulling an Andrew Garfield for Spider-Man Brand New Day and will actually be in the movie from what some are speculating? The Hand is in the movie. There's no way that Daredevil's not. Of course, Charlie Cox. He's doing an Andrew Garfield at 100%. The Hand is in the movie. There's no way that he's not in the movie. Come on. That'd be done. You have. No, I almost said you have Jessica Jones, but no. You have Punisher, not Jessica Jones. You have Punisher in the movie. Jessica Jones is in Daredevil. Question 3, because The Hand are going to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day, do you think there'll be a post-credit to set up? Yeah, that could be, it could definitely set up Season 3 because they are about to shoot Season 3. And it seems like Iron Fist is actually going to be showing back up, and I'm sure Luke Cage probably will as well because, what's his name, Finn, whatever the hell his name is, who played Iron Fist, he's been teasing that he's been working out, and so is the actress who played Elektra, also teasing that she might be having a return as well. Yeah, so. I let my foes tarantulas. Tarantulas. Ugh. Ryan, have you seen The Bluff on Prime starring Carl Urban and Tamara Morrison? I have not. It's produced by the Russo brothers. The production value is pretty amazing. John Wick meets Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, I've heard of it, so I have to check it out. Definitely have to check that out. I like me some Carl Urban. I like me some pirate stuff too. I like pirates. I like pirate movies. Pirate movies are fun. Devin Wooter. Hey, Dave, our supers had, when I heard Chuck Norris passed away, do you have a favorite movie? Sidekicks. he did for me, it was Delta Force 1 and 2. Yeah, the Delta Force movies were good, but, you know, that was like his fucking Rambo-type movies. Do you have a favorite scene and the actor from Buffy the Vampire Slayer passed at 54? Yeah, no, crazy. Just crazy how that is. Crazy how that is. And then Dylan. Let's get the fuck out. Oh, that's just... Oh, hi, Mona. Oh, hi, Mona. Oh, hi, Mona. I didn't see that one. Did not see that one. Damn. That's good. That's just good right there. Jesus Christ. Man, Dwayne Johnson is just... I feel bad. I feel bad for Dwayne Johnson a little bit now because, I mean, I've given him some shit over the years when it came to the DC stuff just because of things I was hearing. But I never, like, hated the guy. He's always just very much been a likable guy, but, you know. But it's just kind of crazy to see him just do this. I mean, he got to his peak, and then now he's just kind of... Because The Smashing Machine, I was going, oh yeah, this is going to be his movie where people are going to see him shine and blah, blah, blah. And as much as people did, and even Christopher Nolan said that was the best performance of last year, it didn't get the recognition that they were probably hoping for. He got nominated for a Golden Globe, but that's it. The movie just flopped, and it didn't really go anywhere award season. You know, it kind of got a little bit, but not much. People did praise his performance, for sure, but it just didn't quite do the thing that he was probably hoping, that they were probably hoping for. And then now, you get this right here. You get all the Fast and Furious drama. God knows if he's going to be in the next Fast and Furious movie. He's got Jumanji 4 coming out. I don't know. It just seems like, you know. But he's supposed to be in a Scorsese movie, right? Isn't he supposed to be in a Scorsese movie? Like, isn't Scorsese, didn't he cast him as one of the leads in a movie right here? I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's just interesting how, like, yeah, he was big, and then now he's just his value has gone down a little bit. You can't always stay on top. You could do your best, you know. But yeah, he's getting a lot of shit for that hair. I saw somebody say I saw somebody actually tweet this too that said Dwayne Johnson put on a bodysuit and a wig, but he didn't want to put on, you know, the pointy toupee and the pointed ears for Black Adam. And it's just, but at the same time, I can understand that because Black Adam, that was his movie. He was like calling the shots on that movie. He's not calling the shots here. He's just getting a good paycheck for this. So it's a little bit different. I think if Dwayne Johnson had the choice, he would not be wearing that wig, and he probably wouldn't even have a bodysuit. If he had his choice. But he had his choice when it came to Black Adam. That was 100% his freaking movie. All right, guys. That is today's show. Appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. Always fun. Hit that like, thumbs up. Leave a comment. It helps. It definitely helps. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I still have that? I gotta put that. I could probably put that back. There it is. Subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like, do all the things, hit the notification bell. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Have a good Tuesday. We'll see you members only Film Junkee Live on Wednesday. I'll of course be posting videos all this week. Got to catch up on some of the ones that I didn't do over the weekend. Just, you know, busy, lazy weekend a little bit. Busy and lazy weekend. So I just kind of didn't post a lot of things, but I'll be posting a lot during this week. I got the opening of the Vodka stream and I talk about certain things that I'll be posting tomorrow, so look forward to that. I'll be posting that tomorrow morning, as well as shorts and everything. And yeah, that's pretty much it. No DC Fanimated this week, as Scott is on vacation. He is out at a lake right now, enjoying himself, unwinding, so no DC Fanimated this week. So, all right, guys, love ya. I'll see you members on Wednesday, and I'll see you guys in the comment section. All right, guys, love ya. Talk to you later.